Hello everyone and welcome to a game between Chaemiko versus SoK. This game taking place here from DreamHack 2020 summer season, the Asian qualifiers. Let's go ahead and, the Asian season. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down in this particular matchup. How will this game be played out, as it is going to be a human versus human mirror match. Over here on the top right hand side of the map, SoK is spawning as the red human player, opening up with, pretty standard building: altar of kings, barracks, and a farm. Similar buildings being placed down here over here on the bottom left. Looking forward to the action. Hopefully this will be an entertaining game for you guys. No Twitch viewers to try and Twitch chat to distract me today. Just going to be focusing all on the game and hopefully giving you some wonderful commentary as well. Insight into human mirror match. In years past, it has been a lot of archmage action because of the necessity of priests. So it is going to be an archmage going up against a mountain king. SoK actually deviating just a little bit. Now, casters are incredibly important in the overall mirror match, as it kind of determines how your archmage is very powerful because it kind of determines how powerful your other casters are going to be. If you do not have Brilliance Aura available to you, you need to make up some of that power difference with some other sort of, mechanic. Maybe a little bit more powerful of heroes. Mountain King with Thunderclap is particularly useful. But then Spellbreakers are a rather nasty unit on the ground, as they shut down a lot of caster play. With that said, the introduction of knights with sundering blades and their starting hit points being a little bit higher has become incredibly important in the overall matchup. All of a sudden, knights with sundering blades are able to shut down and deal a large amount of damage, to those spellbreakers, and are able to trade rather efficiently. We are looking at, both sides doing very similar clearings of the rock golem creep camp at the mercenary camp. Both sides picking up a forest troll shadow priest, and it should be very even overall. Level 2 on that archmage will give access to that brilliance aura, as we see Scourge Bone Chimes picked up by Chaemiko. What item is picked up by the Mountain King? It is going to be Rune Bracers. Alright, interestingly enough, perhaps SoK and Archmage, SoK would actually probably prefer to have the Scourge Bone Chimes, while Chaemiko would probably prefer to have the Rune Bracers, as Mountain King first will be able to land a lot of Storm Bolts onto that Archmage, dealing more damage. Tome of Strength is the item dropped there. Chaemiko, no surprise, slightly ahead in terms of the overall creeping speed because of the benefit of that additional Archmage. That Archmage dropping that Water Elemental, adding in a little bit of damage, 19 to 23 damage at average speed, will start to come out ahead. Meanwhile, Mountain King gets a surround on a scouting footman, takes him down pretty fast, as we may see a follow-up clearing of the Ogre Magi creep camp here. Archmage still a little bit low on mana, unable to drop a new water elemental here, but should be able to get to level 3. The militia are going to clear things up here in just a moment. Down they go, level 3 on that Archmage. Ogre Magi will end up falling. Militia are going to be more than enough, as that water elemental not taken out, as we should be looking at, no, don't heal that water elemental. What are you doing, Forest Troll Shadow Priest? It is absolutely of no use. Alright, Footman looking to, try and get away there. Accidentally double backed around onto the wrong side here, as we are going to be getting into pressure inside the main base. Footmen are going to be wandering here. We do see an arcane tower already up in position, and Chaemiko still considerably or slightly ahead here, already setting up his expansion, as the footmen are now diving on into position, trying to take down a couple of those peasants. Alright, more peasants are taking a lot of damage here. Is that one peasant going to be able to back out? A lot of damage getting added up. Footmen trying to consider to chase after him. Meanwhile, Archmage is going to drop off on the other side there. There goes another, footman getting taken out. Footman after footman are getting taken out here. Forest Troll Shadow Priest getting Storm Bolted. Level 2 Storm Bolt. Extremely effective right there at taking down that Forest Troll Shadow Priest, who only has 240 hit points. the expansion will already be up for Chaemiko. Meanwhile, well, SoK is going to be a little bit behind here, as Chaemiko has been ahead of his opponent throughout this matchup. Double rings of protection going to make it much more difficult to finish off this Archmage. Archmage, however, still doesn't have enough mana for that Water Elemental as of yet. Needed to hold back a little bit, but that means he is going to have a welcoming party when he comes on in. Alright, here we go. There's that Water Elemental going to be dropped in a position. A little bit of damage added in for Troll Shadow Priest. We could be looking at an Abolish Magic. There goes one peasant. Another peasant could get taken down. Every peasant that is lost is still 75 gold, even though experience is still added in here. Archmage may be forced to back up here in just a moment. No, trying to go after another peasant still, as the Archmage, down to 410 hit points, finally being forced to retreat back. Tech to tier 2s have not begun yet. Overall supply is about even, as well red and yellow are going to be exchanging blows. Chaemiko may end up losing this here as a new footman joining in on the fight. There in comes the Archmage. One footman gets in that final shot right there. Alright, we are looking at the Archmage still wandering around in the center here. We are, well, it looked like there was a second hero coming in, but that is just an illusion, as the Archmage going to be making its way off to the north. Mountain King, very deadly right now, has been using those clarity potions, and just managing its mana very well to stay at 242 mana. I believe he has an Arcane Vault. No Arcane Vault, actually. Alright, so he's just been able to manage his mana extremely well, as we see a Stormbolt go down onto a footman here. Alright, Chaemiko gonna get another easy kill onto another unit. Are we gonna see another Stormbolt come across here in just a moment? There goes one Forest Troll Shadow Priest, double Forest Troll Shadow Priest, another Stormbolt coming across, and footmen are just falling left and right as the damage is getting added back in. Archmage has to be very careful, does have Boots of Speed, able to outrun that Mountain King once more, as the Mountain King wandering around still with a decent amount of mana, 130 mana, able to stun off another unit when the time comes. Tech to tier 2s should be underway. There you go, coming in from SoK. Meanwhile, Chaemiko just slightly ahead now, as both sides have their expansions up. We are looking at SoK with an advantage in terms of hero experience, and may be able to get to level 5. We do have level 2 Thunderclap, so all of a sudden SoK's mana is going to be dropping very, very quickly. We're going to quickly sell some of those items, sells the Rune Bracers, and is now looking to back away as the Archmage is once again putting in large amounts of pressure. Alright, one footman down to 5 hit points. It looks like it will be able to stay alive, as it is going to be able to hide a little bit. Mud Golem comes across a Staff of Teleportation in order to get away. And where is it going to head off to? Rejoin up with the rest of the units, as one footman is going to just end up getting 5 units surrounded right here. SoK really not standing a chance with that footman there. Alright, level 4 now on the Archmage. Level 4 Archmage getting level 2 Brilliance Aura. That is going to be a big change in the overall pacing, especially as we see Chaemiko getting the tier 2 and will be getting a couple of casters. Will we be adding perhaps additional Forest Troll Shadow Priests for extra hit points, or at extra healing until those Arcane Sanctums are online? Alright, we are looking at the Scout Tower coming across here. Archmage is invisible. Could have dropped a Water Elemental quickly, taken down this Arcane Tower, and then caused a lot of problems. Here we go. Why isn't it breaking formation as of yet? Forest Troll Berserker is right there, and we should be looking at a Water Elemental being dropped and going after this Arcane Tower here. Arcane Tower already down to 80 hit points, quickly going to get cancelled, and now perhaps going to try and fight its way out of a tough spot. That is not going to work, though. Water Elemental trying to push away, and that Archmage is just taking far too much damage, down to 202. And where is the Mountain King? The slow actually breaking free, and I would have thought that Archmage would not have been able to make it out, somehow able to shift past all of those units and retreat back home. Meanwhile, Mountain King is already sitting at level 5, has access to level 3 Thunderclap, but if I can predict this, Chaemiko will be going into dual Arcane Sanctums and be going into Spellbreakers, meaning that the Thunderclap is going to have a window of opportunity of usefulness for about the next 4 minutes. Alright, Mountain King may try to dive on in here. There's that Water Elemental Workshop trying to get added in. Forest Troll Shadow Priest trying to heal up the Archmage. Archmage trying to back up as well. Chaemiko going to be diving inside its own base, trying to offer in a little bit of protection. Meanwhile, Mountain King actually dividing and conquering between these two armies, or these two locations, making sure that reinforcements cannot easily get into the expansion location. Arcane Tower needs to redirect to the Mountain King. There's a big thunderclap there, dealing massive damage across all of those units, as we're looking at, well, Mount Archmage showing up to the party. Mountain King does have enough for a Stormbolt. This could be very bad news indeed, as we are looking at, well, perhaps additional water elementals could be dropped down here. Archmage has enough. Mountain King shows up on the other side here, trying to shake off some of that damage. Mountain King offering quite a bit of support, as this Mountain King should not be able to do all too much. 48 supply compared to 43. Army sizes was overall even. It was the positioning of SoK's army that gave him that major advantage. Now, however, with the Arcane Sanctums training up dual Spellbreakers, things are going to, well, be amiss. We are looking at Riflemen getting added in, dual racks going into an Arcane Sanctum, so it is going to be Rifle Casters, double barracks with a single Arcane Sanctum for those priests, as a couple of farms now being placed down as well. Are we going to see a tech to tier 3 eventually to help deal with some of those Spellbreakers? That is the question that I'm going to have. But right now, investing in that particular line of tech may put you farther behind, as right now it seems like both sides are content with going into low upkeep and need more units on the battlefield. Mountain King sitting at level 1, coming here from Chaemiko. Meanwhile, well, Blood Mage Mountain King sitting at level 5, level 1, Siphon, Mana, Stormbolt. Major difference there. Where is that Archmage going to go ahead and teleport off to, as the Riflemen show up to the party? Big deal right there, as the Blood Mage, while getting in a lot of mana from that Archmage there. There goes in a Thunderclap. Level 2 now onto the Blood Mage, as Footmen are getting taken out as well. Alright, a lot of range damage coming in. Where's the Scroll of Town Portal? Footman was trying to make its way through, unable to do much of anything there, as we're looking at the Arcane Towers getting repaired and beautifully able to push back this attack. SoK still with the lead right now. And even though Chaemiko was able to set up his expansion first, was able to creep faster with the Archmage, he is losing to this Mountain King first strategy. But, well, mortar teams are now available coming across from Chaemiko, and, well, having a wider diversity of units is definitely gonna help. 2-1 upgrades going up against 2-0 upgrades on those Riflemen. Where are all of the units going to be heading to next? Can the mortar teams get enough damage? Oh, trying to clear up some of the trees in order to be able to get inside and perhaps offer a bit of protection. Spellbreakers need to get into that frontline location, pretty much minimizing the effectiveness of that Mountain King. Mountain King will be looking to Stormbolt targets instead, as Chaemiko is buying time of losing buildings, but it should be coming across here in just a moment. All right, Stormbolt straight up onto that Mountain King. Mountain King gonna end up losing a lot right there. There's Siphon Mana. There's a Thunderclap, slowing down many of those units here, as the Mountain King's Thunderclap, well, gonna be pretty useless, as he's pretty much surrounded by Spellbreakers. Mountain King now looking to back away. Stormbolt onto the Mountain King right there. Siphon Mana away from that Mountain King, gonna go ahead and shut him down once more, as a Thunderclap finding all of those casters. Mountain King able to slip in right there and do a good amount of damage, slowing things up. There goes another priest right there, attacked in the back. However, the Mountain King of Chaemiko bringing over healing wards to offer as a little bit of additional healing as well, even though he lost pretty much 3 or 4 priests right in that fight there. Riflemen 2-0 upgrades with long range bonus attacks. Yep. 600, yeah, I believe, yeah, that has to be the ranged upgrade attack, as the Spellbreakers now making their way through. All right, Spellbreakers 2-1 upgrades should be going after those Riflemen here. Blood Mage wanting to get to level 3, and well, why is the Mountain King even nearby? If the Mountain King was not there, the experience would have been enough perhaps to give the Blood Mage to level 3, accessing level 2 Stormbolt. That would have been huge right there. Another Stormbolt hitting that Mountain King once more. A Thunderclap coming across, Stormbolt onto the Mountain King right there. Potion of Lesser Vulnerability used in time, as the Spellbreakers now finishing off all of those casters and even attacking from the other side as well. This is a perfect flank as SoK is unable to really fight those additional attacks coming in from the west side mortars, able to deal a good amount of damage, catching his opponent off guard. SoK looks like he's going to be upgrading the castle in order to gain access to those powerful knights right now. The Spellbreakers completely shutting down that level, or partially shutting down that level 5 Mountain King, and forcing, well, unfavorable attacks and having to get into much better position, even though SoK has higher hero level at this point and stage in the game. Alright, level 4, level 2 compared to almost level 6, level 3, as we now see a transition into Blizzard. Alright, a Blizzard just raining down on all of these riflemen here. So much damage getting added. As you can see, well, the Mountain King's trying to engage back here. Mountain King gets up to level 3. Mountain King here, not going for a Stormbolt, but hitting a major Thunderclap across all of those units there, as the Mountain King still trying to dive in after. That is not, a suggested strategy, as the Mountain King is going to be in trouble. Down to his 4 hit points. He did have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, but was stunned. Blizzard now raining back on the other side. It looks like a couple of a couple of peasants could have been taken out. Mountain King continuing the chase back here. I don't believe the pursuit will continue to come across, as SoK now has 2 knights and should be getting up that additional training here, animal war training, and also access to those Sundering Blades that take down these Spellbreakers. I don't believe Sundering Blades is upgraded. Nope, not quite yet. Stormbolt onto the Archmage, slowing things down. Mountain King finding that back line, and there goes the Avatar, able to, well, get stuck between a rock and a hard place. Mountain King is right there. Blizzard is raining down Stormbolt onto the Mountain King. Mountain King does have a Potion of Invulnerability. He's going to be sticking around long enough, and are we going to see the death of an Avatar right there? Oh, the Scroll of Town Portal is going to take him away. I think they broke free for a little bit of time, and now SoK is going to have a little bit of time to regroup, heal up his Mountain King, who was incredibly low on hit points, and perhaps get the necessary trainings. Come on, you are at 78 over 90 supply. You don't want to go into high upkeep. Spend that gold on those upgrades to deal with not only those Spellbreakers, but also give extra hit points to your knights. Gold in the bank doesn't win you games. It is units on the field that wins you games, or buildings on the field that prevent you from losing games, as we have seen in a couple of base races as well. On the bottom left, Chaemiko has not gone for castle. We are looking at, well, 2 bases to 2 bases still, as expansions may now be getting taken out here in just a moment. Ogre Lord losing a lot of damage, or taking a lot of damage here. Mortar teams in the back trying to destroy all of these breakers here. Shockwave trying to rip through, but not going to really be dealing that much damage, as the Priest are online, able to do all of that healing. Archmage now with Bloodlust attacking a little bit faster. Mountain King going to finish off the remainder of the Forest Troll High Priest. Manual of Health picked up and read, as the Militia now rotating over to try and build an expansion. Mortar teams have 1-0 upgrades here. We are looking at 2-0. Oh, Paladin is in position here. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Yes, we are. Stormbolt right there. Knights trying to push their way through. And with no Sundering Blades and no Armory, well, Sorceress actually going to be in a little tough spot. Is going to be able to head back. No, actually able to dodge a little bit of time. Gets off a second slow before it gets taken down with an axe to the back. All right, Archmage going to try and fight their way through. Mountain King gets in a big Thunderclap. He still has Avatar of Vengeance on cooldown. Paladin losing a little bit of mana due to that Arcane Tower, as well as the Knights are trying to get into position without Spellbreakers of his own. SoK's really being greatly affected by the slow. And what is this? Level 3 Blizzard taking down 2 units and adding up more damage still. Archmage looking to continue to back up here. Another Blizzard could be rained down here in just a moment. There you are. Paladin could be in trouble. Forest Troll Berserker could get taken down. There it goes. And that damage is just adding up over time. And the Archmage, well, the Blood Mage able to save a couple of those low hit point units. That level 3 Blizzard adding up all of that damage so effectively, even though there is a level 6 Mountain King right there. All right, a couple of farms being built to try and protect all of the units here. Why destroy the farm when you can just easily just destroy these trees in order to make your way inside the base as well? Yeah, the mortar teams just could have attacked those trees. I guess having access back in still incredibly important. Now we can see that Chaemiko is setting up a third base. Meanwhile, SoK has yet to do that as of yet. He hasn't even cleared it out, and instead clearing out his own his own Goblin Laboratory creep camp, as the Blood Mage and the Paladin, well, want to level up but won't be able to do so. Alright, Knights still do not have Animal War training, surprisingly, nor do they have Sundering Blades, as we now see the Spellbreakers chasing after a couple of those units. There goes some more units here as the Mountain King going to finish off some additional targets once more. Priest taking some feedback damage as we're looking at, well, Fragmentation Shards now getting upgraded. Are the Fragmentation Shards going to complete? No, not with Mortar teams just raining down on that workshop there. Mountain King, are we going to see a Stormbolt right there? Oh no, Stormbolt, Avatar of Vengeance, completely dodged right there. Beautifully done. I don't know if that was on accident or on purpose. But great timing for that as the Blizzard now rains down, followed by a Thunderclap. Are we going to see a whole bunch of dead units in the backside there? No. They are able to stay alive. A 3 hit point Knight also getting Staff of Sanctuary and staying alive as well. 68 supply compared to 80. Chaemiko having a commanding lead right now and may not want to actually try and break out. By the time the Mountain King makes its way out, it is going to end up not having that Avatar of Vengeance any longer. The army of Chaemiko is going to be ready to engage here, even though the Flying Machine is going to scout out this expansion in just a moment. There you go. It is spotted. But does he actually have the time to try and engage it to take it out? All right, it looks like Chaemiko is going to take this opportunity to scout out and make sure his opponent does not have an expansion. Maybe even consider clearing. Nope, deciding not to do that. Doing it instead with the Flying Machine. I thought he may try and consider trying to clear out that last red creep camp, get that Mountain King closer to level 5 here as the Sentry Ward coming in from SoK, catching all of this right there. Thunderclap only hitting a couple of units as the Mountain King going to be completely surrounded. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability quickly used. Mountain King gets in another Thunderclap once more as the Blood Mage able to drain all of that mana right there. Mortar teams just raining down. There's another Thunderclap hitting a lot of casters in the back, but the Spellbreakers completely unaffected as the Blizzard still, well, still raining down, or I guess the Blizzards don't rain down, right? But then again, I don't know how else to call sheets of ice. A hail? Yeah, that should really be more of a hailstorm than a blizzard, right? Blizzard is just is snow. Now that I think about it, right? Shouldn't that be a hailstorm? Anyways, Archmage continuing to rain down Blizzard across all of these militia here. Mountain King taking a little bit of extra damage as well. Spellbreakers not minding any of that additional damage raining in as the Mountain King is invisible as well. There's no Flying Machine at all here as the Archmage is still amongst this entire army, but while invisible, does not give Brilliance Aura to all of the other units, including that Mountain King, who really wants a little bit of extra mana. All right, Archmage shows up to the party. Again, Stormbolt onto the Mountain King. Mountain King does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Are we going to see a Stormbolt back onto that Mountain King right there? There you are. Staff of Sanctuary saves it, though. Beautiful, beautiful, quick save as a Knight gets taken out. Mortar teams of Chaemiko ready to push on through. Chaemiko actually breaking into high upkeep. Mountain King is Staff of Sanctuary. He's currently out of commission as the Spellbreakers are going to be getting into position with that strong pursuit. Chaemiko knows that it's going to be quite some time before the Mountain King is ready back in action, even though he didn't get the experience. Is he going to actually try and push? No, he is not. At 81 supply with a commanding supply lead, he is not going, as a Knight was able to sneak on in and completely shut down the expansion. A lone Knight right there. However, peasants are now being transitioned over from the main base to offer a little bit of extra mining once more. Archmage. Is the Archmage going to be hanging back? Yes, the Archmage is hanging back. Going to be perhaps trying to get a little bit of additional healing scrolls of regeneration to take the load off of all of the casters here. Get that Mountain King back up to full hit points as well. Priests need to have a lot of work cut out for them as the Mountain King does get to level 5, picks up a Talisman of Evasion, Scroll of Regeneration now used as we are going to be going into that next fight. All right, Chaemiko is sitting at 81 supply right now. That is not where he wants to be. That is just high upkeep. Hell, you don't really have a supply advantage while you are taking a major gold disadvantage. Beautiful Potion of Invulnerability to dodge a Stormbolt right there. Meanwhile, SoK's Mountain King unable to do anything else. Blizzard still raining down across the other side here. Archmage zoning many of those units as this Mountain King could be in trouble. He is evading, he is dodging. Scroll of Town Portal now transferred as the Archmage could just turn around and blizzard many of those peasants. There goes another peasant massacre and then teleports up onto the high ground. All right, Potion of Invulnerability, is it going to be used? No, it isn't. Both sides fighting away. Mountain King's trying to fight in the back here as we are looking at all of those units. Well, Wand of Wind being used in order to get the Archmage out. Avatar once again in play here. Mountain King trying to lead the battle. Archmage or Mountain King down to 510. There is another Cyclone coming across, but SoK unable to take that game as Chaemiko opened up, got a quick expansion and a faster expansion. It looked like SoK was able to come back in stronger, but ultimately it was the use of the Spellbreakers and Blizzard that was able to deal so much damage to the back line army. Questionable choices not to get Animal War Training and Sundering Blades, as those Spellbreakers were causing major problems for his entire army there. Thunderclap, however, on the Mountain King, I gotta tip my hat to SoK there. He was able to use Thunderclap very effectively, even getting behind that front line of Spellbreakers a number of times to hit the Sorceresses, the Priests, and those Mortars, thereby giving him a little bit of an advantage then. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.